Let's fucking...
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, sweet.
So everyone, welcome to the Ethan Beattie Podcast, and today I have got a very special guest, and we're going to be talking about a lot of things today.
I don't think you highlighted how special I am. Because, okay, so I'll stop with the insensitive jokes. Anyway, what are we going to be talking about today?
Window liquor.
Wait, what?
Window liquor.
What? I've never even heard that before.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's an Erdington thing.
Be cancelled for that joke.
Oh, okay, shit. I mean, I think they would have me cancelled for calling myself special, but yeah. Fucking A.
And
I don't like that. Cancer culture. Cancer culture, cancel culture. I don't like cancel.
Culture is cancer.
Yeah.
That's just true. No, cancel culture is bullshit. And people say that the only people who are afraid of cancel culture are people who've done wrong. But there's a lot of people who are afraid of cancel culture because it can seriously ruin their lives and they've not done anything wrong.
It can push people to kill themselves. The internet is it's like the Wild West out there, man.
Oh god,
scary.
Yeah. What was that? Was it that TV presenter who killed herself?
Oh shit, yeah, her.
After her boyfriend allegedly accused her of
beating him up,
and then now they're finding evidence that some of it was her blood.
I don't know about that. I don't know enough, but I just know that's what happened. Yeah, I don't know about the blood.
Caroline Flack, I think.
Yeah, Caroline Flack, that's the one. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I mean, that was just terrible. It was just the sun. Everyone jumped on her saying that.
I'm not a
jumping
fan.
On Johnny Depp as well.
Oh yeah, I know. Apparently, I've seen evidence video evidence of him being abused. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm not Johnny Depp, so I wouldn't have any idea. Yeah, he'll be fine though. I'm not worried about him. I mean, I would hate to be him anyway, even if I wasn't had all this backlash. I'd still hate to be him because you wouldn't be able to just walk down the street. People would just follow you everywhere. It'd be a fucking nightmare.
I mean, the press is horrible.
Oh, trust me.
And that's why being a celebrity is probably one of the worst things you can actually be.
Well, I know.
I mean, it's pretty good. You're pretty. Rich,
I mean, you're loaded potentially.
You're loaded, but in terms of being in the public eye all the time,
that'd be hard.
You just want to just kick back on a Sunday, but no, you've got press hounding you all the time.
You've got to be on point constantly. You can't say anything bad. You've got
to be on your best behaviour.
Yeah. For example, if I say women shouldn't drive, which is a joke, I don't believe in that because that's bullshit. But if I said that and I was famous, I would be crucified. People would just, even if I then said, "Oh, it's a joke," I'm not being serious. I'm just taking the piss. I don't believe in that at all.
Yeah, I mean, there's been quite a few. There's been quite a few people getting. What was it? Count Dankula got fined by the Scottish police.
Really?
For as a joke, right?
Count I know about the pug thing.
Yeah, he taught his pug to fucking.
I thought that was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. It was so stupid. But because it wasn't it would have been bad if it was a German Shepherd. That is full on trying to raise a Nazi. But that's a joke. People, please don't get offended. Yeah, fuck it. I don't care.
You don't need to say that. I won't worry.
But yeah, it's a scary world we're starting to live in because we can see, people calling police on people for speech, Twitter and Facebook holding extreme, pretty difficult guidelines and very prohibitive ones.
I mean, at the end of the day, I just don't think it's good to just outright just censor somebody. I don't think it's not a positive way of going about things.
I don't think it's right that, Facebook and Twitter have banned him for 2 weeks, which is exactly the same amount of time that he'll be in presidency for. I think that's going to start a lot more violence than what's already occurred, and B, it's going to turn moderates against them as well.
It's gonna, and it marginalizes people. It makes you think, right? Everyone's against me.
Yeah, you've got.
It kind of rallies the support.
You've got to think this ideology is right. If you speak out against it, you're wrong.
Yeah.
If not, you face punishment of censorship.
I mean, as much as I disagree with Trump on a lot of things, you shouldn't ban him.
No, because ultimately he can call a very important decision.
Yeah.
And the way that he does that probably sometimes most effectively is through use of social media.
I kind of get it. I kind of get why they would ban him, in the sense that he did, or at least I believe he did, incite a riot, because he told them to march on the Capitol. And then what annoyed me was in his speech, he said that he would be with them and all this, and it was like as if he was just going to be alongside them and support them all the way. But at the end of the day, he kind of came out and said, I don't support what happened. Like,
I think
don't know.
The way, the way he's tried to play it off there is he will more than likely admit that he said that and that he did say those words. But he will say that he did not mean it to be a violent protest.
100%.
Which, not gonna lie, he could have been intending it to be a violent protest.
Who knows?
Who knows? Trump knows. Really.
Yeah, exactly.
Trump knows deep down, and it's going to be very hard to beat that out of him.
Yeah.
Because he is so stubborn and arrogant as a president.
Yeah, that's just Trump, though. I mean, it works, though. People kind of like that because it shows him it shows that he is the man. He is the man of the hour. He is the only one you should be listening to. You shouldn't listen to anybody else.
Yeah, I completely
kind of thing.
agree.
I mean, he doesn't. At least he doesn't force that. I mean,
no, he doesn't. I mean, it's not as if he's arresting people based on what they're posting on social media.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like a lot of people have been free to talk about the president in a negative light.
Yeah,
so
but I think if he had the capacity to do it, who fucking knows
if he had the capacity to do it, he would. But because social medias are predominantly taken over by the woke and terrifyingly liberal left.
I would say it's a balance.
They're not really liberal either. They're quite authoritarian.
I'd say it's a balance on the whole.
But because you've got that on Twitter, and because you've got that on Facebook, the two largest social medias on the planet. There are smaller ones like Parler, where members of the right-wing group go and they can talk about stuff, and there's quite a few Trump fans on there as well. But, when you have the censorship from the left going down on Twitter and Facebook, which more or less everyone uses, they are abusing their power to censor people for just their simple political views, which I think is wrong.
Yeah, I mean...
And it's terrifying that we're getting to that stage, because if we can't talk out... there's a rule in... There's something in Germany where you can talk about negative impacts of the German government on social media if you're a German citizen.
Did not know that. But I think that with social media anyway, like at the end of the day, it's not like they're allowed to exclude people because it's a private network.
It's a private company, but at the same
Because
time,
it's a private company. I mean, I don't agree with it necessarily.
It's accessible to everyone because it is the largest social media platform.
Yeah,
and I think I hold some sort of socialist responsibility because of
yeah. I mean, I don't think that they should just be banning people left, right, and centre. I think
I think they're meant to be very liberal.
Because then
liberal to the true form. Speak and stuff like that. Sorry, I've kind of lost my train of thought. That pushes people. As I said earlier, it marginalizes people, and it means their voice can be, in some circumstances, with like Tommy Robinson and I'm trying to think, Alex Jones. There have been other people as well. There's people. There was this 16-year-old in Derbyshire who got arrested for having a far right wing political Instagram page. That was essentially white supremacist. Had very strict things about Brexit, about immigration, about Islam, and some other stuff. It was a far right page, and it was blatantly like that, and the kid got arrested. But you see them get cooped up, and then they will start something like that, but because it's only their thoughts they're engaging with, they feel kind of isolated. But those isolated thoughts come from then a mass audience, because a group of people feel like they're being marginalized and pushed into
100%. I think in America anyway, I'm not really sure about in this country, but I saw like they're having like kind of they're not violent, but just protests, just saying that they don't want Trump in office anymore, which I kind of understand, because he has access currently still, which is crazy, has access to the nuclear button.
However, I mean, a lot of conservatives have turned on Trump.
Oh yeah, 100%. The more moderate one.
With Joe Biden coming into power, is that groups like Antifa kind of get stronger because of it.
I don't think so, actually.
I think they might die down, but I think
they'll die down.
Power, they can do potentially worse.
But yeah, let's just hope they don't. But I mean, I saw. Well, going back to the protest in New York, there was some Trump protesters, obviously, like anti-protesters of him being impeached and taken out of office. And what this woman was effectively saying was, she was almost acting like it was a race thing, and saying I'm white, you guys are white too, we shouldn't be fighting each other. It's like, well, no, that's not how it works. It's not a race thing. It's just a difference in ideology at the end of the day. I don't know why you're turning it into this race thing. It shouldn't be that. That's how it turns ugly.
And this is where the left have gone really divisive about it. Because, they're using slogans like Black Lives Matter. They're using,
Oh no, but I understand. I understand
to promote an ideology.
I understand the whole Black Lives Matter though.
Yeah, and because like they've also gone into LGBTQ and the gender argument, and well the gender pay gap and stuff like that, because they've gone into that, and they are pushing a very left-wing narrative about it, but they're also saying anyone who's against us, well, anyone who remotely disagrees with us is against us. And I think
the problem is
and they don't want to reason. It's almost like it's a divide and conquer again.
There's too much infighting within the left, which is negative.
And that's because the left is split into two. You have the economic left, and you have the socially left. And what we've kind of seen, I mean, poor Paul Embry's probably the best example of this. He would argue that he is a representative of the economic left, aka the working class, but they have more socially conservative views than the Labour Party. Right?
Yeah.
And that was a segment of Labour which Labour was originally made to represent the working class, the economic left. Now what's kind of happened in the last kind of 10, 20, maybe 30 years is Labour has started, well, not really that long, it's probably more or less last 10 years, is Labour has started to underrepresent the working class, and they are more representing middle class, socially left.
I mean,
people,
I wouldn't say that.
People, particularly, I would say.
I wouldn't say that because I think what's happened is the pendulum has shifted in the sense that the Conservatives in the UK anyway, they've kind of stole what Labour's playbook was, in the sense that just investing in infrastructure, which is what Boris is now doing. So it's almost like, well, what did the Labour Party now offer? Like, because obviously we've Brexited, and that's just going to happen. There's no debate about, can we go back and blah, blah, blah. I mean, who fucking knows?
But that's an issue with Labour and the Liberal Democrats, is they're trying to push for them to either go back into the EU.
I mean, Keir Starmer's not.
Or stop it. Well, Keir Starmer isn't, but they are members of the Labour Party.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You know,
because he's not thick. Sorry, what were you saying?
And that's why, you know, I'm not a Liberal Democrat anymore, because Ed Davey, the party leader, has been pushing that we should go back on Brexit.
I mean, that fight's lost. Yeah. That's done.
And
we voted to leave. We have to leave. I don't like it.
We have to leave. But what he wants to do isn't very liberal or very democratic.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's why, you know, he's lost a lot of support.
Yeah.
I mean, at the moment, for me, I'm much more a fan of a new party being formed under the name of Blue Labour. That is representative of the economic left and socially conservative working class.
We'll have to see what Labour come out with when there's an election, because they could change. They've got a new leader, as they keep fucking banging on about. But do you know that's their slogan, the new leadership?
Oh God! Well, technically, Corbyn was a new leadership, but look where that fucking went.
We don't talk about him. He was a bit.
His brother's an even bigger nut job. And massively, he said COVID's a myth.
Really?
The man doesn't believe in COVID. No.
Really? Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, he was on Good Morning Britain.
I don't want to get into conspiracy theories, because that's just a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I think it's Piers Corbyn.
Piers Corbyn.
I think it is actually Piers Corbyn.
It just sounds like Piers Morgan. I'm sorry, I can't. Yeah.
I'll double check that. I think it is Piers Corbyn.
That's hilarious. But I think
it's Piers Corbyn.
Oh my gosh. I think there's in America anyway, the riots kind of showed, like, the whole, like, kind of snowflake ideology. It flows both ways, in my opinion.
Oh,
like,
gotcha.
There's people on,
so
like,
the left is so sensitive.
Exactly. It's just like
just taking every little thing to heart.
People need to, like, kind of grow up a little bit and just be like, elections are like the result. There has been no evidence, for at least me anyway. There's been no evidence of a faulty enough of a faulty election system to have affected the outcome of the election in America.
Yeah,
so it doesn't make sense. Like,
but this is the thing: the right want fair treatment for what the left pushed about Russian interference.
Oh no! But here's the difference: they both had their day in court.
Mm-hmm.
Both with the whole Russia thing, and there wasn't actual collusion, obviously. However, they did find that Russia did have some involvement, but not like Donald Trump was not directly involved. So that's fair enough. Just leave that alone.
Yeah.
Leave that because there's nothing there. But what the key difference was, they both had their day in court.
Yeah.
And or at least a part of Trump's base then kind of just thought, right.
The only thing about Trump
like
that is different though is not only was there. I mean, there's also dodgy things with the Hunter Biden story and that being suppressed.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I think that's just standard. That's just standard corruption.
Oh god, yeah, it's standard corruption in politics, and it's also being. It's not being brought to the public light, which I think everyone is banging on about Trump being corrupt, and there's proof of Trump being corrupt in terms of what he was saying to the guy from Georgia.
Yeah, what was he saying?
He was just saying, "I want 11,000 votes. I don't care how you get them."
Oh yeah, I know what you're on about. Sorry, I was a bit confused.
Clear corruption.
That was hilarious when I heard that. But what his excuse could be, it doesn't really work in the sense that why would he be asking for the exact amount of votes just to beat Biden? Like that's kind of sus. Yeah. Just a little bit. Like even if you didn't already think this is sus as fuck, because it was.
Yeah.
Just saying, can you find me these votes? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's really messed up, and the fact that the Hunter Biden story was suppressed is also wrong. Freedom of press is something that is hugely important to democracy because 100%. You need the information in order to be educated enough to actually know who you want to vote for. It's just like stop kind of hiding things from us. Let's see the bits of information we need to see about both sides.
100%. But the problem is media in America anyway. It's all corporate. It's all corporations, and they just work off advertisements.
Yeah, it's off advertisements and stuff.
So they push.
They don't have a broadcasting company that is actually state funded, which is terrible. Yeah.
They push whatever their ad people want them to push effectively.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Which is scary, because the corporations can be basically like, okay, you guys have to push this narrative because we will put our ads in it, and you have to do it unless you don't want any adverts. Like, that's scary.
It's like Fox News too.
Fox News is so insane. It's kind of funny, but...
Yeah, Fox News, it's classed as an entertainment channel.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's not a news channel. It's not a news channel technically anymore. No,
I didn't know that. That's hilarious.
Entertainment. Yeah, it's brilliant.
That's scary. But how they can even have the Fox, like the title of news in their corporation name is just insane to me. Like, how can whatever.
God, yeah, it's terrifying.
But sorry.
The thing with us is, like, we have a BBC.
Oh, yeah.
And the BBC is very good. However, it has gone a bit too lefty, and it's been giving hugs to the left, which I mean, but isolating and marginalising a large population of the country.
That's not surprising in the sense that the current government are of the right, so they're going to be more fixed on the Conservatives than on Labour, because Labour have little to no impact in what's going on.
The kind of way that the way people have responded to a Conservative guy being brought in, people were threatening to resign.
Where?
That was at the BBC, I believe.
But who was coming? Was it like a head of a?
Hold on, let me have a look. Yeah, it was like a head of something who was Conservative. Head of BBC.
That's sad. That's just ridiculous.
Workers threatening to resign.
I know there was like workers threatening to resign over like pay gaps, which is understandable because that's just wrong. Should be paid for the same amount of work.
Senior Scott Stories. Oh no, that was 2018.
Sorry, I just noticed your Discord name and I'm laughing to myself.
Yeah, it is a good Discord name. Wait. No. I can't find that article now, that's weird. Okay.
Censorship, China.
You want socialist ban?
You better stop now, because the people are going to be angry.
Oh, what can I say? I'm an actor.
Does yellow face? What can I say?
Oh God!
To be fair, if the Prime Minister of Canada can get away with it, I think you.
I think the only appropriate way to do it is if it is China. At this point, I think that's the only way that it's acceptable with COVID.
But yeah, my another issue I had with going back to the riots or protest. I don't know. I guess it's a riot because they broke into a building. It's just the comparison of the police enforcement with like the BLM protesters. Just
the difference. Okay, the difference I see with what happened with BLM in Portland.
Oh no, I'm not on about that. I'm on about Washington. Just Washington.
Are you on about the attack on the Capitol building?
Yeah, I'm on about the attack on the Capitol, and then this. But before that, I'm on about like when, when they were like protesting outside the White House, and then they just gassed them for literally no reason, just so Trump could do like a photo op. I was kind of like, well,
yeah, that's
a bit.
Yeah, it's
kind
of
a
bit
fucked.
Yeah, it is a bit fucked. But I mean, I was going to compare the protest on the Capitol to Portland, right? Which both of those got violent.
Both were fucked, yeah.
Right? The Trump one was a momentary attack, really. Yes, it happened on the day, but it's not like it happened for days on end. The attack in Portland lasted days on end. It was days of rioting. And that's where you're looking at the right and you're going, these guys weren't out there violently protesting all the time.
But wait.
But they had a momentary attack where they got spurred on potentially by Trump. And, they were also very angry about the election and didn't like the way that they looked at the electoral fraud in there. They felt like they had been done unfairly.
But they just weren't, though.
Like the left felt they were done unfairly when it was coming to Russian interference.
Oh, yeah, but
they've had a more heightened reaction, though, because,
But also,
Trump fans tend to be of a fairly gun-holding standpoint. So,
but another issue is the fact that
his main
they have 31 live streamed cameras showing them counting the votes. 31 cameras, come on. That's just kind of overkill, isn't it? Like, I'm not saying that then there's obviously something going on because they had that many. No, I'm saying that how could something possibly go on when you have 31 cameras of them counting the vote? It's just, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely voter fraud. I'm not denying that 100%, but they're surely not enough. Yeah. And it even came out, I'm pretty sure, that they had
and this is the thing. Trump wants to know if voter fraud is actually big enough, and that's what and so do the right, because the right don't want to admit to Trump losing.
Oh yeah, of course, but because they want their man in.
Didn't want to refuse Hillary losing because they.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, the left would be currently bitching about it if Trump was still in power.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. But
like, if that was going on, you probably would have seen exactly the same response.
There was also I don't know if you know about this, but in Washington, the FBI have put out a $50,000 warrant on a guy on a Trump supporter, I'm pretty sure, because he was going around with pipe bombs.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
holy shit!
I heard that, and I was just like, okay, the riot of the Capitol kind of.
See, the thing with the fucking left is they were rioting and looting as well. But
100%.
Like 100%. They're rioting and looting and doing a lot of damage. However, when it comes to the right, they're gonna have weapons and they're not gonna be afraid to use them. Because you look at what the right wing promote in America. They promote Second Amendment.
Yeah.
You know, they make loads of money from the NRA, which put in some restrictions on people in terms of the gun laws, but they like Republicans because they like them being loose. They like making shitloads of money out of it.
I'm sorry, but all I can think about is because they're anti-abortion also. So just like this woman just pregnant with like a shotgun running around. That's all I can think about. Yeah.
Pregnant.
But yeah, no.
Shotgun.
I think there's a big difference between the BLM in America and the BLM in the UK in the sense that it's such like it harks back to, in America anyway, it harks back to like slavery and that whole thing. Yeah. And also
the guys in the UK try to twist that with us. They really do try to twist it. You know,
I mean, I think there's racism in the UK. I'm not denying that.
Racism in the UK, but the UK is not systemically racist.
Oh no, I don't believe.
That is
I think there's parts
we are being told by the left.
I think there's parts of the UK which are questionable with race, but I don't think it's not. I don't think it's nowhere near as bad as America.
I think some of the things regarding the way police treat people dependent on race is not down to just blatant racism. I think there are probably a few police officers still who are like that. I do believe there are a few policemen like that.
I think it's the lower skilled people really.
And it's lower skilled.
Or at least I hope.
But also the thing that you've got to look at is stats like violent crime and gang crime.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And because you've got to look at, you know, not just that number and the race, you've got to look at that number, the area, and all the other shit. Because you can't just go off just blatant race for that. But, you know, they're going to get a type of person, what kind of clothes they wear, how they kind of present themselves, how they act, how they speak, how they walk.
But I can't,
you know,
say, I can't, as a white guy, I can't say there's no such thing, like there's no, I'm not saying you're saying this either, I'm just saying about other people in general, and myself, I can't say like there's no racism or anything like that.
No, I can't say
they're very because I just haven't experienced it because I'm just white. But also what annoys me is, you know, stop and search.
I mean, I can't say I believe, I can't say I don't believe that there's racism in the UK. Not just because, you know, I've seen it blatantly on a school playground towards my friends, but I have also, you know, been somewhat name-called and other shit. Well, you say that, it was long enduring. It was while at primary school, but I would constantly get things regarding my skin colour as part of insults. So it was just like I actually had a complaint to the teacher one of the times I heard it, because I was just like, what the hell, this isn't right.
I missed a little bit of what you were saying because I was just busy with something. I think I got what you were saying. A teacher was being racist.
It wasn't a teacher being racist to me.
Oh, it wasn't a teacher.
It was students.
Oh, it's students.
It was students, and a weird observation I had was that the racists mainly weren't white or black. It was I mean the area I grew up in was almost equally diverse in every aspect. So you had quite a lot of Eastern Europeans, you had quite a lot of Irish people, English people, then you had the Afro-Caribbean community and the Somalian community, and you had the Pakistani and Indian community.
Yeah.
And one thing I noticed was it was the Pakistani Muslim community who were probably guilty of the most racism I have witnessed.
But yeah, no, that's just
and
the whole world, though.
Yeah, it is the whole world. But, that's why I can't say there isn't racism in the UK. However, I think there's equally racism on every side. I think, some people probably hold some sort of bias and there are people who just don't. Someone from every different background is going to hate someone else from...
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, and it's got to be... And sometimes it might just be for the sheer fact of their skin colour. But,
That's depressing, though, that is.
Yeah, hating people for the variant of,
just the melanin in their skin.
Yeah, it just is that, essentially what happened was when, life kind of started and, we were developing as human beings, people moved from the equator, because life started in Africa, and then they moved up north into different regions of the world where their melanin levels changed. So, because they didn't need as much vitamin D.
It would be nice if
more vitamin D.
If people just simply looked at things like this. Not looked at things like this, just listened to things like this and kind of realised, oh shit. Yeah. I'm kind of wrong with the way I think, potentially.
It's just like, if you look at the science behind it, a lot of the things make sense.
It would just be nice if people just saw it in this, just simple way.
Yeah.
But sadly...
I got in an argument with someone about, homosexuality. Right?
Yeah.
And this is automatically leaves me in a vulnerable position as a straight white male talking about homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will say, "Why have you got a thought on it?" Well, I have got a thought on it.
I mean, you can have your opinion on it. There's nothing wrong with that.
So this girl was trying to say that we should teach homosexuality and trans and stuff like that to primary school children.
I mean, they do. They don't, it's not directly said, oh, these guys are gay, but it's like...
Oh god, yeah.
It's subtle. It's very subtle.
It's subtly spoken about. But it shouldn't be enforced in a kind of a PSHE class, if you want to say, because it's not something you want to make kids think about. Is you don't want a kid thinking at the time, am I trans or am I not? You should want your kid to be happy with who they are.
Oh yeah, but you can it's the way you do it though. It's not about if you do or you don't. It's how you do it. Because
I think education about homosexuality and trans should mainly come up in senior school. Because it's kids aren't stupid. I never got taught about homosexuality in biology, and I never got taught about trans or anything like that at school. I just haven't, so I probably got a little bit of a different mindset to other people. But
I mean, I don't think I was ever directly. I mean, in secondary school, yeah, when I was 11, it kind of they started drip feeding it in. But when I was in primary school, it's all changed though now.
Homosexuality only really developed when I was like. It's most kids who were coming out as gay were.
Wait, this is you coming out? Holy shit, man!
No. Most kids.
no, I'm only joking. Yes, carry on.
Hell, that was so poorly phrased. But I noticed it when people were coming out was mainly the age of 13, for my experience.
Yeah.
And that was because they had started developing hormones and sexual hormones, as every teenage boy does.
Yeah, puberty, man.
Yeah, puberty's an absolute truck.
It's a fucking bitch. That's what it is. It's annoying.
You know,
but yeah,
and people will learn about that stuff, and kids will get curious about that shit. But ultimately, they mainly come out with those decisions then, and I think it's bad that homosexuality isn't covered in biology, because biology explains homosexuality quite well. In the essence that naturally in the animal kingdom and in mankind, there's homosexuality among animals and humans, and the main reason for that really is an Earth way of controlling the population, so it doesn't go too high. It's a way that it's just a thing that happens in those animals. It's not a choice, it's just the way they are made.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
you don't choose to be gay, you don't choose to be bi. Your preference is your preference. That's just how your brain is wired. And you can't rewire that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's been proven that they can't, because, you know, you hear all these stories about, like,
shock
gay
therapy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Like, basically gay concentration camps, effectively, just to house them. And there's never been, if it had worked, we would know by now. Like, yeah. I mean, you never know. There could always be a method of doing it. I'm not saying that should be enforced or anything like that, but who knows? Science is always developing. But hopefully, I mean, there's no point in researching it, because if anything, I see gay people as a beneficial thing.
Oh god, yeah, everyone sees gay people as a beneficial thing.
I mean, more pussy, am I right?
Oh, fucking hell.
I'm only joking. It's not just because of that. That'd be sad.
But you look at that.
Yeah.
And homosexuality is also in women.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
It's just the way that the world goes. You guys need to kind of slow down.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt me in any way, so why should I give a shit?
Anyway. You know?
Yeah.
Just because I'm a guy doesn't mean I think gay men are going to shag me. I don't think that.
Oh, no, that's like, ridiculous.
If you're gay, fine. You know?
Yeah.
I personally don't swing that way. But, you know, you're your own person.
You are indeed, pardon me. I don't know if you know this, but interesting fact, I guess, about America. But there's a Pennsylvania Republican who's refusing to step down from his position.
Oh God!
And he in this area, you have to legally concede. Like, Trump hasn't conceded, but Biden's still going to be president. But in this area, if you don't concede, the person who's won doesn't then take over, or if it has changed, the person then doesn't take over, which is kind of fucked because he just hasn't conceded, so he's still in power. I mean, he would still be in power anyway.
So he's just not letting the other guy in power.
I mean,
and it has the potential to be a full dictatorship.
Yeah, it will change because Biden will be president, so he'll just be able to go, right, you can fuck off. We're having the guy who actually got voted in power, because that would make sense. But I mean, I feel like I can't comment on. I feel weird commenting on American politics because I'm not American. If that makes sense. I mean, I can have my opinion.
I mean, I look at America and I'm worried, right?
They influence everywhere.
Yeah, and that's why I'm worried. But the scary thing is, what happens to America if there is, like, what's next for America? You know, that's a question everyone's kind of asking.
I think it will just be more of the same, like, not more of the same with Trump. It won't be like Trump, but it'll be more of the same, like, it'll just be like Obama kind of thing. Because he was vice president under Obama. He has very similar political views. He's not like Bernie Sanders, who...
But it was not that bad when Obama was in presidency.
That's true. It wasn't... It was pretty good, I feel. I mean, I don't know enough about Obama's presidency.
It was pretty decent for America.
I mean, you didn't hear any crazy stuff.
There were some flaws about it, you know, that some people didn't like, and arguably some things for some people would have been better under Trump, and some things for some people would have been better under Obama. But we saw kind of identity politics rise out of the Obama era.
Oh, 100%.
And we saw it rise to the extreme that it's at now.
Yeah. But I kind of sympathise with BLM in America in the sense that compared with the Trump protesters, they actually have, like, there's actually a problem in America with, like, black people getting shot and stuff.
Yeah, there's a problem with black people getting shot in America by police, but there's also a huge issue in America with black people getting shot by other black people and other people.
100%.
You know,
but
you know, if you're black in America, it's incredibly hard to survive. Just in general, because
a black man anyway.
Because if you look at the average potential black person in America, and you know they're not going to be living in as nice a community as the average white family.
Oh no!
Which means they're going to have more police around them, but that also potentially means that, you know, because they're in a lower income area, there's going to be more crime.
It's also
stuff like that, and then, you know, they're either going to get shot by a criminal or get shot by a policeman.
Yeah.
and it's terrifying, you know?
If you compared, like, anyway, well, like, if you think about where people are located, it's like, it's almost like all the black people are in this, like, in the inner cities, white people are in the suburbs kind of thing. Whereas in the UK, it's kind of a bit more of a mixture. I mean, there's obviously some areas where it's primarily, like, let's say, white people, or primarily black people.
But you've also got to look at, you know, the social background of that and go, well, how long have these ethnic minorities been living in the UK for?
Oh, yeah, 100%. But because, also,
you know, a lot of them don't have enough time to develop wealth.
Yeah.
And generate wealth.
Oh, shit.
Which, you know, and the backgrounds where you see the cultures who generally accumulate the most wealth is the Jewish, Chinese, and I think maybe even Indian, as well as white. But obviously white people, there are much more of us. Yeah.
I mean, there's much more of us in the UK and America, but on the world stage, we're a major minority.
Oh, God, yeah. We are a major minority.
It's mainly Asians.
Yeah.
And black people.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in this country, anyway, we're not. Yeah. That's just how it is.
Yeah, it's just how it is over here. I mean, I've not... No, with BLM in America, moving back.
Yeah.
I would say I empathise for the reason you stated. However, I don't empathise slightly because of where the money BLM raised has gone. I
don't know about the BLM in America. But
so So BLM in
I know.
America, right? I understand the process they feel treated unfairly, right? Okay.
Yeah.
But I've also looked at a different piece of context with the Portland bit, and the thing that really annoyed me with BLM is that all their money has gone to Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. And people state that Joe Biden has got black people's best interests at heart. I personally do not believe that.
I mean...
For a second, because Joe Biden has been in office for the last 30 years. His political career has spanned 30 years. And he has been around for a lot of things that have negatively affected the black community.
Oh yeah, he was there for the crime bill, but he
Kamala
has recently...
Harris has also actively pretty much incarcerated a large amount of black people too.
I mean, she was a lawyer, wasn't she?
I think she might have been something higher than a lawyer.
Maybe. But I know.
It is
Biden,
insane what she's got away with.
I know Biden
people on max bail and max sentences, and a lot of them were black.
Yeah. I mean, but what you've got to get. I know the crime bill. Biden has come out and said it was a mistake.
Yeah.
Thank God. But he did also say that. I mean, the main issue, what you're getting at there, is the fact that the way the policing system works in America. I don't know if you know this, but they have quotas.
Yeah.
Which is really fucked up. It's like saying, because it's privatized.
Yeah.
They have to get a certain amount of prisoners, effectively.
Yeah, that's incredibly messed up.
Which is. And also...
And the thing is with Kamala Harris, she was contributing to that. But also in America, because she was contributing to their bails being set as high as possible and some other things, to make sure they were getting the maximum amount of prison time, they were also going into prison to work. So in some prison, like in actually quite a few prisons, there will be essentially like sweatshops or stuff like that. But some of these ones were telemarketing.
Really?
Yeah.
How do they do telemarketing from prisons? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. So I think it was telemarketing.
Are you sure about that? Telemarketing is literally they have you on camera and they market you a product. Are you sure it's not like over the phone?
Like over the phone telemarketing.
Yeah. I thought you meant that.
Hold on, let me.
I don't know what that's called. It's not telemarketing because telemarketing's television.
U.S. prison telemarketing centers.
Oh, it is telemarketing. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, it's telemarketing like telephone.
Like call center.
Not. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so telemarketing is. I am right, but I'm wrong with this anyway.
Yeah, so
I was gonna be like, yo, they like
are prison
marketing prison shanks
in America.
Toilet wine. Sorry, say that again.
There are prison call centers.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
They are set up to undercut major businesses, right? And you know what China kind of do? The same kind of thing.
What do you mean?
Well, in China, if you get sent to prison, you are forced into labour.
Oh yeah,
you are forced to work.
But like, you might not even
in communist Russia as well.
You might not. Yeah, it's basically gulag. It's what they're doing with. It's basically concentration camps, effectively.
Yeah, essentially. However, America isn't as bad as that, and I think they actually give them some money.
No, it's barely anything though.
Yeah, whereas China and Russia was just slavery.
And
you know,
I mean, I'd still argue it's basically slavery what they're doing with the prisoners.
Slavery as well, yeah.
In a sense that I'm pretty sure they were in some prisons anyway. They're paying them 2 cents. 2 cents.
Oh Jesus!
I don't like an hour or something like that, and I was just like, or like 50 cents or something like that. I was just like, That's still gross. Like, that's still fucked. Like, you should at least be giving me a minimum wage. I know that sounds like they're in prison, but they're not hurting anyone.
However, what they can argue there is that some of their money is going to upkeep and prison maintenance and stuff like that, which it would then kind of make sense.
Very true.
But the way it works in China is they just take all the money from them.
Yeah, but the problem is with that is...
But also, that's the problem with Marxism, because in Marxism, and Marxism is derived from a book called Utopia.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and in Utopia, you elect your town official, and he rules for life. Or she rules for life. And there was essentially the proletariat, which...
yeah. This is like 1984.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I know what you're on about.
And Marx refers to the people as proletariat as well.
Yeah.
And they are essentially the ruling class, you know.
Yeah.
They own the means of production.
But they don't actually.
No, they don't actually.
It just seems like that.
And then beneath that, you have slaves in Utopia.
Yeah.
And those slaves are criminals, and they are people that the ruling class don't like, and stuff like that. So, for example, if we use the 1984 context, if you've committed a thought crime,
I know.
You would be then a slave.
Mm.
And Marx also follows the rulings of that book a lot.
Mm.
And that's why Marxism fundamentally doesn't work. And that is mainly what you see in practice in terms of Russia and China.
I mean, it all gets corrupt. Like, it's just... I would argue that it's just not communism at that point. It's just an autocrat.
With true communism to work, you have to have no one in charge.
Yeah, exactly.
But
which is virtually impossible.
No hierarchy. You have no kind of police system either.
Have you seen?
Falls into chaos.
Have you seen The Death of Stalin?
No, I haven't yet.
It's quite funny. Very funny.
I think I've seen a couple of clips from it, actually.
It has Steve Buscemi in it. I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi.
But
he's also in Pulp Fiction.
And The Big Lebowski.
Oh, yeah, he comes up quickly in Pulp Fiction, but he's mainly known for Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, yeah, he's great in that too. I've seen him in that.
You know, he's not actually referenced, and you know he's not actually, said on the... thing for Pulp Fiction at the end. He's not on the credits.
Oh, really? Oh, I've not actually seen Pulp Fiction. I've recorded it though, so I'm watching it with my dad. I know. Everybody's seen it. I haven't seen it.
Steve
I'm
Buscemi
too young.
Plays a waiter in it, and he just comes up as a cameo.
Interesting. That's funny.
Yeah, I think he was doing another film at the time, so he can.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The, credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were we on about? I've forgotten, you know. We just went into film. That was kind of my fault.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, we were talking about Death of Stalin.
Oh, yeah. It's just a good film. It just kind of shows how just corrupt Russia was. But, I mean, it's more of a comedy, obviously, because, you know.
Yeah. It shows how corrupt Russia was, but... for a comedic sense, which is actually a pretty good thing.
It kind of makes it a little less painful.
Yeah.
Like, when you think about this is actually what happened, effectively. Well, not obviously exactly what happened, but effectively what happened.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Because it's history, and history doesn't lie.
No.
But, yeah.
But the thing
not yet,
that's
anyway.
Being twisted now, slightly and slowly, and over time will fall into fake. You know, that's what's going on. That it's being slowly twisted, and we're not going to know what actually happened.
Yeah, but I just hope Biden does what he says he's going to do. I mean, he hasn't really said what he's going to do.
But he also needs to stop the left from getting stronger.
Oh, yeah. No, I just hope he does, like, the $2,000 checks. I don't know what else.
Was that for COVID?
Yeah, because they still haven't done that for some reason.
We've
had furlough, and they've had nothing. They've had one check. Since then, they've had literally nothing, which is mind-boggling. Imagine...
It's terrible. And
if
I'm not going to lie, he does need to do the $2,000 checks.
Oh, yeah.
That is something that needs to happen.
And I hope they do... I hope they do they sort their healthcare out, because it's fucked.
Oh, God, yeah. Their healthcare is ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
I can't remember how much it is to stay on a hospital bed overnight.
20 grand for your... Or... The average, I think, was 10 grand, or maybe that was the least, but it can go up to like 30 grand just for a baby.
Oh, God.
And then, I didn't even realise this, but you actually have to...
out of population.
You have to actually pay like 40 quid or $40 for just to hold your baby when it's just come out of you.
Oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
I know. Just to hold your own...
Just out of... Seriously, it's just like...
And then
just popped out a baby and they just got to pay $40 to hold it.
And then
Jesus,
I think it was like
break.
£2,500 for just an ambulance.
Oh, God, yeah, that's ridiculous.
So you have to get like a taxi cab to take you. It'd probably be cheap. I mean, you probably die on the way, but you know.
Yeah.
We live in America, so we're great and everything.
To be fair, it's America in the 80s that I just really love.
Oh no, it's a really nice place. I like the people. I mean, I've only been when I was a little kid. Huh?
The thing I love about America, right, is, and I love America mainly in the past. Like, in a past sense. I like 80s and 70s America. And even 90s and early 2000s America was fucking cool. You know.
Yeah.
It's only recently that it started to get a bit shit. And
it's just the cracks.
Yeah. It's like the cracks are starting to surface.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of these are still old issues. You know.
100%.
These issues have been going on for.
I mean, it's all
time.
Mate, it's a lot of like the civil rights movement.
But thanks to social media, we can see all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a weird one because America in the past. I mean, you look at the culture, you look at the music, you look at the fashion, you look at everything. I mean, you look at the 80s in general and what movies came out, what songs came out, what genres of music came out and films. You know, you look at everything that came out from 1980 to 1989. It was ridiculous. It was insane. And
I'm gonna guess that you're primarily referring to like hip hop.
Not just hip hop, but rock music.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, because
I mean, I just know that you just love that kind of shit. So that was my guess.
Hip hop too. Hip hop, Run DMC,
I mean,
stuff like that.
Don't get me wrong. I like hip hop and rock, but I don't know. I'm not when it comes to music. I don't. My knowledge isn't that great. I just know songs. But yeah.
But I mean, have you seen the Rocky movies?
I haven't actually.
Okay, the Rocky movies are pinnacle, in my opinion, of the 80s. They are just fucking awesome. Like, if you watch Scarface and Rocky 4, those are probably two of the best American 80s movies I can recommend to you.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at, I mean, both films involve great montages. You know, the music that went with the montages as well, because of it being the 80s and it was so kind of just like how it was, how you expect it to be.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just an awesome world to to look at. Really.
But yeah, I just hope that, yeah, I reckon, I mean, this is what I think is going to happen in the next year. I think Trump will either set up his own news network, effectively.
Oh god.
Trump TV, or he'll, that's what it'll be called, though, because he have to put his name in it. That's the rules.
Oh,
Trump. Do you know about Trump steaks?
Oh god.
But anyway, I'm getting off topic. I think
that sounds brilliant.
I think he might leave the country, honestly, because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to get any like not like paying the IRS and stuff like that, like not paying his taxes. And yeah, I think we'll have to see if he'll
Israel maybe.
Yes, just fucks off somewhere. I think he could go to Russia.
Get on really well with the Israeli president.
Or Israeli. Yeah, but I think that is another. And I think politics. That's just because who doesn't want to be friends with America, kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
we were sucking his dick. Like, we're not anymore because obviously he's not going to be president.
We weren't sucking Trump's dick.
I think we were a bit.
I think we were. I think it was made abundantly clear we didn't like him by every single goddamn person and organisation.
But Boris was all for the Trump deal with Iran. I mean, because he fucked up the nuclear deal. He kind of he fucked that badly. But yeah.
But no, okay. Boris, right, Conservatives and America and Republicans and England get on very well. Right?
Yeah.
So, Republicans, like Trump, will push for things like Brexit.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And other stuff like that. And the reasoning, and the reason why is because, they see it as a good thing. That we're taking back control and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Democrats, however, and Obama particularly, they're against Brexit.
I mean, they
didn't want to trade with us if we went through Brexit.
Oh, no, they do, but they just... Biden...
They were very put off by it at first.
Obama was, yeah. No, because he genuinely thought it would be negative for the country. I don't think he wouldn't not trade with us. I don't think he ever said that, but Biden did because we were gonna break international law. Yeah. And also he's Irish, and he always goes on about the fact that he's Irish, and we were gonna break the what's the agreement we have with Ireland? Fuck.
Oh, that we won't build
the Good Friday agreement. We were going to break that too. I think if we broke international law, it would have broken that. So yeah, that's just another worry of like Brexit. Like, I'm not saying it's happened now, but the whole that who wants to bring back the Troubles? Like,
no one wants to do that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, our approach to fix these issues has to be very careful.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We've got to tread very carefully to mend and repair the relationships socially that have been recently torn apart.
Mm.
We've seen things gone too far.
Our where we are situated as a country won't change, so we still have to be aligned with Europe to an extent. Like, even this whole idea of sovereignty, with us having sovereignty and us being separate to Europe, in every trade deal, you always give up a little bit of sovereignty because you have to align with their rules.
Yeah.
With quality control and all that.
And I mean, this is a thing that could potentially benefit, is if, if we get close with America.
Oh yeah.
That can either impact us really badly because the impacts of social media.
Yeah.
Or it turns out we get all the liberal bits and cannabis is legalized.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
I
don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
I don't think it'll happen anytime soon. I think it's probably a thing that'll happen in the next 5 to 10 years. And personally, I'm a believer it should be legalized because, the Lib Dems gave an estimate of 3.7 billion pounds of tax revenue.
It'd probably be more. I wouldn't be surprised if it would be more.
It's such a good thing that can be used conservatively, but with liberal repercussions of it as well.
Tell you what, the weed stock market actually rose because Biden has control of the Senate, because it could mean that there's more legalization over there. So I was actually thinking about investing in it.
Fair play. I mean, to be fair, the way that cannabis is currently run in the States is run very well anyway.
Yeah.
The fact that it's not open to cross between states is not legal on a federal level.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
But that means you get small businesses and small dispensaries that opens up a competitive market where people can start a new business.
Problem is
really good.
Problem is that's not happening in some places. I don't know if you know, but there's it's almost becoming, in some states anyway, not all,
like small monopolies.
It's not even small. It's becoming almost like the tobacco industry was.
Yeah.
It's big business coming in and taking everything for themselves. But that's America.
There are going to be people. There are going to be companies who have got wealth who want to, buy other weed farms. And
exactly.
Like that. There's an episode of South Park about it.
Yeah. It's literally in reference to what's going on currently.
Yeah.
So it's good, but you have to implement it in the correct way, so it's not just completely monopolized.
Yeah, you've got to implement it in the right way. But I also don't think it should be a state-given thing. I think it should be a kind of business-run thing in a weird way.
It is business.
I don't feel like it should come under the NHS if it was to be legalized.
Oh no, I think it depends on the classification of legalization. Like if it's medical or if it's but it wouldn't be like the NHS anyway, even if it was just medical in the state, because all their stuff's privatized.
Oh yeah, true. But over here.
Oh yeah, over here it would. NHS. I mean, they do have medical cannabis.
Really?
Yeah, it's almost like. I think I don't know if they do
CBD stuff, but
no, they do CBD stuff, but I think they're doing THC stuff potentially.
Oh god!
This is for people who are really have really bad whatever. I don't know what they have, but they really need the THC. This is they have
it'll be like cancer,
life-threatening. Yeah, like life-threatening diseases.
Yeah, people desperately need it.
I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah, that's fine.
If that's alright, man.
We've been going for 1 hour and 13, so that's
fucking hell. I didn't even realise how long we've been going for. I thought maybe 45 minutes.
No, yeah, we've been going for a long time. Anyway, that's been the Ethan Beattie Podcast, everyone. Have a good day. This has been Ethan and my special guest, Stan.
Fucking sick cat. Fucking bugger. Yeah, man. Okay, I'll stop doing my shit Australian accent. Anyway, I'm gonna fucking head out. See you people.
See ya.